I have to pray in the name of Jesus. I think there's power in the name of Jesus. I think we should pray in the name of Jesus. We are told to pray in the name of Jesus. I have no problem with that. Now, it has gotten politicized by certain folks, and I think, has been used in a wrong way. But I want you to understand something. The only thing that God truly has is His name. This is His name. The second commandment is, thou shalt not take the name of the Lord your God in vain. Well, a lot of people think that means we're not to give God a last name that starts with a D. I agree, we shouldn't do that. But I'm sorry, it goes much deeper than that. God's name is important. In the waters of baptism, we take on the name Christ. We become what? A Christian. We have His name upon us. So therefore, if we do not honor His name, this goes back to an ancient Hebrew concept. It's called barat karut, which we get the word the carotid artery from. It means to cut a deal. And if we do not value His name, then we are taking it in vain. If I can just act any way I want, if I can just do anything I want, then I am taking God's name in vain if I'm not being a true follower of Him. Because why? What happens? Why am I taking God's name? Well, the thing is, if I'm a Christian and I go out and I rob the bank, well, guess what? I have just made God look like garbage because I claim to be a Christian. And I'm a pastor upon that, so I've just added insult to injury with that. I'm to be held to a different standard. A lot of people say, well, I have to do this and I have to do that. I have to say this. No, you don't. Honor God's name and be what He has called you to be. Be His disciple. Because the most important thing that He has is His name. And you can ruin His name, and many have. It's one of the reasons a lot of folks don't want to come to church or have anything to do with Christians, because we do not elevate the name of Christ within us, and we de-escalate it many times by acting terribly and horribly and not living up to His name. We can never live up to His name, but we need to do everything that we possibly can to be true disciples of Christ. And when we do fail, we need to be the first to admit our failure and to ask forgiveness of God and of others when we have failed, when we have harmed others. We should not make excuses or whatever. We should just be the first to admit that. Pray today that God would bless and keep you, that you would uplift